All right, today we're diving into a text that, well, it pulls no punches. It's a really challenging, really provocative critique that questions pretty much everything we assume about our lives, our bodies, and the whole world we've built. This is a heavy one for sure. So, let's just get right into it.
Right out of the gate, the source material just hits you with this line. It completely reframes the whole idea of birth, not as a miracle, but as an accident, an involuntary sentence. It's a stark, uncomfortable thought, and it absolutely sets the tone for everything we're about to unpack. And yeah, that opening line basically forces us to confront this huge, fundamental question. We're always told that life is this precious gift, but what if it's not? What if it's something else entirely? Maybe a condition we're just thrown into, a set of problems we're forced to solve until our time is up. Let's actually walk through that argument. So, the critique starts with the most fundamental thing we have, our physical form. The source argues against this whole idea of the human body being some marvel of design. Instead, it presents it as, well, a biological machine that's just full of vulnerabilities and imperfections. The key here is the shift in perspective. Instead of celebrating what our bodies can do, the text asks us to look at how fragile they are. The argument is that our bodies aren't built for perfection at all, but are just this messy collection of parts that are pretty much guaranteed to fail.
What's so interesting here is how this just strips away any sense of our own biological superiority. I mean, on a basic functional level, the source is saying we are no different from any other animal. We have the same messy, kind of undignified needs just to survive. We eat, we drink, we hurt, we produce waste. Turns out, maybe we're not so special after all.
And this just lays out the specific complaints the text has. It's like a catalog of design flaws, right? Bones that snap way too easily, skin that's way too sensitive, organs that seem to have planned obsolescence, like car parts. It even points to stuff we barely think about, like seemingly useless hair and nails, or the monthly pain and hassle of menstruation, as just more evidence of a clumsy, imperfect design.
Okay, so if the body is a flawed machine, what about the world we've built around it? This brings us to the second part of the critique, which sees society not as some grand achievement, but as a series of really practical and, let's be honest, pretty unglamorous inventions. The text argues that our greatest societal structures all come from simple, boring problems. We were cold, so we made clothes. Our feet hurt, so we made shoes. Our own waste was becoming a huge problem, so we invented sewers. It basically reframes all of civilization as just a series of patches and workarounds for our own biological limitations. And this thinking extends to our most abstract concepts. Time? That's just numbers we slapped onto the sun's movement. Language? Just sounds we agreed on so we could ask for things. Nations? Just lines we drew on land that nobody really owned in the first place. According to this source, even the economy is just a system to pay for all the other stuff we invented to make life bearable. They're all just rules in a game that we made up. And this brings us to the final, and probably the most devastating part of the whole argument. It targets the one thing we believe truly sets us apart, our consciousness. The source presents our ability to think as both our greatest gift and our most profound curse. Now that is a powerful and really unsettling claim. The text argues that every single act of systematic cruelty, every war, every atrocity, it doesn't come from some evil force out there. It comes from right inside our own minds. It starts with our ability to plan, to strategize, and to rationalize doing harm to others.
But, and here's the paradox, that very same capacity for thought is also the source of everything good. It's where art comes from, and compassion, and invention, and love. So the point is, our minds are this neutral, incredibly powerful tool, capable of creating both heaven and hell. And this really clarifies the distinction the text is making. Animals operate on a kind of limited thought. It's all about immediate survival. It's functional, and for the most part, it's harmless. Our advanced thought, on the other hand, goes way beyond just surviving. It lets us build these complex systems and technologies and ideologies, but it also lets us build bombs and concentration camps.
And that's the question the text really leaves us hanging with. We have this extraordinary mental power that no other creature has. So we have to ask ourselves, what's the net result of all of it? Is it a world of comfort and progress? Or is it a world of conflict and anxiety, all of it stemming from the very same source? So let's try to bring all three of these critiques together. The source has basically deconstructed our bodies, our society, and our minds, and it leaves us with a pretty bleak picture of what it means to be human.
So we start with a fragile, flawed machine, prone to pain and decay from the moment we're born.
Then we place this body into a world that's governed by rules and systems that are completely made up, a game of our own invention.
And we run the whole thing with a mind that's capable of incredible creation, but also unimaginable destruction. According to this text, that's the human condition in a nutshell.
After this entire journey, all the struggles of the body, all the rules of society, all the chaos of the mind, the source leaves us with this really poignant thought. The whole complicated, difficult experience just flashes by in what feels like a single moment.
And this is where it all ends up, with this final, haunting question. After everything is said and done, when you look back on the blur of it all, what did it even amount to? It's a question without an easy answer. And maybe, just maybe, that's the entire point.